just can't do it. I don't know. Like every single day, I just get up and I don't know. I'm probably not gonna get a deal today, so why should I even go out and knock? Like every day, I'm just frustrated. The week I get 1-2 sales. Like this is the most frustrating freaking thing in the world. How do I figure it out? Hey, is this you? Do you feel like you have no motivation to get up and knock? Guess what? In this video, I'm gonna cover the details of what you need to light that fire under your and actually close more sales. Stay tuned and watch this video. Okay, so you have the frustration of, well, I just don't know if I'm gonna get excited today or tomorrow to get out and knock. Well, think about it. Why is it you're not excited to go out and knock? You need to think about this. The reason why is typically because you had or have in the back of your mind some fixed belief like you were going to be the top salesperson, or you were going to be closing 1, 2, 3 accounts every single day. And perhaps you wanted to make a lot more money and you're just unfortunately sick and tired of where you're at in your current circumstance financially, and it's just eating you alive that other people in your office are closing sales and you're not. Think about it. Have any of these, if not more, perhaps you come home and your spouse is like, really? You went out there, you worked, or perhaps your father or your mother is like, you went out there, you worked, and you didn't get any sales, so you're not getting paid, you're going out there and working for free? Or even worse, you start telling yourself that. Well, what do you think happens to your energy, your excitement, your certainty that if you were to go out there today to actually go out and close a sale, that you would actually get out and close one? Well, ultimately, us as humans, by default, what we do is in the back of our mind, we tend to relate what's going to happen to us in the future based on, subconsciously, what has happened to us in the past. So what do I mean? If you haven't closed a deal in 1, 2, 3, 4 days, or perhaps you've been working already for a month and you've only closed a couple of sales, well, what in your mind tells you that today you're going to go out there and you're going to close a deal? See, it's a big burden that you will start to put on yourself, to always be putting yourself down like, I'm not gonna get a deal today, I'm overweight, I feel like crap, and am I doing the right thing? When you start talking to yourself with all these disempowering emotions, think about it, on a day-to-day basis and constantly throughout your knocking day, what happens? You start disempowering yourself, you start telling yourself, you can't, you won't, you will not. What do you think happens to you dismantling your personal energy and excitement within to get out there and get it done? It starts becoming to the point where you're in a downward spiral and there's nothing you can do. So I don't blame you for being there. However, what I do blame you for if you're not getting yourself out is doing the research and finding this video. Wait a second. If you're watching this, congratulations, you're not one of those people because you found it, you did the research, right? So what we need to do is we need to reignite your you know what, under your you know what, and we need to start getting you to the point where you're 100% with 100% certainty knowing that if you're gonna go out there today, you're gonna literally be excited to go out there and find your first sale within your first hour or 2. Does that sound scary? I know for a lot of people it may sound scary because they're like, but Paul, I've never closed a deal or I've closed 1 or 2 sales my first month. So for me to tell myself that I'm gonna go out there and get a deal today within my first hour or 2 is highly unlikely. You see the problem? You're in a rut, whereas a lot of people who are out of shape and haven't been to the gym in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, or perhaps ever, tell themselves like, well, I've already been doing this for so long, so it's gonna be tomorrow. Or, I'm just not excited because even if I were to go and work out, I don't have the energy, I don't have the drive, I don't have the motivation. All these things are what we focus on is called disempowering emotions. Now, I'm gonna assign you a homework here. I'm gonna need you to take 2 pieces of paper out, okay? And do not, if you're watching this and you wanna be a powerful door knocker and you wanna close more sales, do not do this. I need you to write down on a piece of paper, at the top, highlight something called disempowering emotions. And on another page, I need you to write on a separate paper, empowering emotions. Things that excite you when you hear it. Things that drive you and ultimately get you excited when you actually think about it, let alone, actually doing it. What do I mean? So a disempowering emotion, not getting a sale. How does it make you feel? It makes you feel like crap, and that's a disempowering emotion. Feeling fat, me personally, eating unhealthy, that's a disempowering emotion. When I even think of this, when I even actually do these actions, it disempowers me. What are some of the things that empower me? Playing hockey for myself, actually feeling great after a workout. Drinking and eating clean, healthy water and foods. These are the things that when I think of it and just a clean body and a clean mind, that just ultimately empower me. Making money, driving nice cars, living in a fancy house. These are the things that ultimately make me feel empowered. Ultimately, when I actually wake up in the morning and watch YouTube videos that excite and energize me, these are things that make me feel great. Now, what you need to do is identify what are your disempowering emotions that are literally crippling you every single day. How are you gonna identify when they come up within the day? When you identify them, what do you do with them? So I'm like, I get up in the morning and I'm like, today I'm more than likely not gonna get a sale. Disempowering emotion, identified, it's on that sheet I wrote. What do I do to overcome it? I have to replace it with an empowering emotion on one of my empowering stuff that make me feel great. Now, if every time I actually feel down and I want to excite myself, I go to my empowering emotions and say, hey, Lamborghini, perhaps I have a picture of it. I'm going to be driving it. I'm going to be feeling it. I'm going to be smelling the leather inside that vehicle. These things ultimately change your thought. Think about closing, set a goal of, 500 accounts in my next 6 months. What is it going to ultimately mean to my family, to my future, to my career, to my feeling, to everything, the type of food I eat, the dinners I'm going to be able to go out to, the types of stuff I'm going to be able to do for my friends and family? What is it ultimately going to mean to you? Okay? Because at the end of the day, it all comes back to how you feel. Door knocking, there's no magic to it, I promise you. When I first started off, I thought it was. The number one thing that you're going to need to do is learn to take control of your emotions. And when you learn to control your emotions and you start getting rid of the disempowering emotions and focusing on your empowering emotions, watch what happens to the motivation you have to get out there and go and knock. Finally, I'm gonna need you to set goals. Every single week, what are you 100%, with 100% certainty, going to accomplish and achieve? When you set yourself for, let's just say 10 accounts and you're at 3 and it's Monday or Tuesday, or you're at 1 and it's still Monday or Tuesday, what are you ultimately going to do to stay out later, to wake up earlier, to empower yourself to get out there and get the job done? Focus on that and watch how things shift. You set your goal for 10 and you hit 5, as opposed to, normally hitting 1 or 2. Hey, who's going to complain but yourself? Be hard on yourself, okay? But always remember, sell ethically and train and teach others to close more sales at those doors, okay? Because ultimately, helping others out is what you have to do. Now, I want to thank you so much for watching this video. In the description, there's my free video series. Click on the link, and that will take you over to watching more of my exciting videos, to where I train you and teach you everything from A to Z that you need to learn in order to close more sales at the doors. Also, if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button on this page. Make sure you do so, because every time I release a video, it's going to go instantly to your inbox if you're subscribed. Stay subscribed. Thank you so much for watching this video.